So as we, said, the data is trickling in from around the 50% mark. It's going to be easier to make analysis and predictions based on, facts and figures rather than speculative measures. So do stay tuned to the SABC. We'll continue to bring you all that. Now, as you know, we're crisscrossing the country. We have our studio in Auckland Park. We're here live at the ROC in Midrand. We're also with our reporters who are at, some of the results operation centers in different provinces. For now, let's continue that conversation and go to our reporter Pimani Baloyi, who is in Polokwane at the results center for the latest. Pimani, good evening. Thanks for joining us at this hour. I mean, we're looking at the results slowly trickling in, trying to make sense of possibilities and probabilities at this point. But paint the picture for us on your end. Perhaps post the IEC briefing that obviously occurred a little earlier on as well. What's the data reflecting, just based on facts and figures?
Good evening, Lizel, and good evening to our viewers. As you're rightfully stating, the numbers are trickling in quite very slowly. Here in the province, about 30%, just around 30% of the voting districts have been declared, and it's looking quite clear from the very beginning. The ANC has been leading the pack. At one point, it was followed by the DA, at another by the EFF. At this point, the EFF is following that pack, followed by the DA, and other parties have been following. As you rightfully stated, we've been at this provincial results center since morning, and there's been a hive of activities with political parties coming in. At one point, as members of the media, we were addressed by a group of political parties. We just wanted to update us on a meeting that they say they had just had with the IEC, discussing some concerns that they say they had to raise with the electoral officer as this election has been ongoing. But to speak more about what those concerns are and what the way forward is regarding that concern, I'm joined by a party that is participating in this election for the first time, Rise Mzansi. We've seen on the provincial leaderboard it has votes at around 500 votes so far. Before we speak about your performance nationwide and in the province, let's talk about the address that we had here. You were accompanied by Busa, the EFF, the ANC, as well as other parties. Just take us through what were your concerns, what happened during that meeting today with the IEC.
Thank you very much. The meeting that we had with the IEC was in connection to the matters which were arising from the voting stations in different voting stations. And per se, there's other voting stations at Michelle's house whereby party agents were not agreeing in terms of signing this the slip, and they were forced to start from scratch and do a recount. And as we speak, even now, I believe they are still recounting the votes, and definitely the IEC reassured us that they will definitely make a follow-up, and definitely it will be resolved by tomorrow or any time of the night during this night. Definitely they will resolve it.
Let's now delve into those statistics that they trickle in throughout the day. Your party seems to be performing quite lowly, specifically in the province, but also nationwide. You're sitting at around 15,000 votes at this point in time, with about 35% of the vote count declared at this point in time. How do you react to these preliminary results as they come in?
In terms of this preliminary results, I feel that in terms of the national votes, definitely I'm very happy as the member of Rise Mzansi, because we are still a newcomer, and definitely those numbers that are coming, it shows that we do have potential. And when we were doing campaigns, our voters were listening to whatsoever that we were telling, that we are looking for new leaders, and definitely we are looking for new leaders. And now is the time whereby the government of the people must come on board, and definitely even in the province you can see the numbers are coming slowly, even though we are on 529, but we are certain that the numbers as they are coming will definitely increase our numbers, and definitely we are looking forward in the province to get one seat or two if need be. But definitely we work the ground accordingly, and we are certain, and our people went there to support us. The only thing is we are waiting eagerly. So as we are waiting, I will be here up until all the results are sent to the screens, and definitely we are sure that we will be getting a seat in Limpopo.
You're talking about 1 or 2 seats in Limpopo specifically. Nationally, where's your confidence level? How many seats are you gunning for?
As Rise Mzansi nationally, we are gunning for 10 seats, and definitely in terms of the work that we put since last year, definitely we are to achieve that. And definitely, as you can see, the numbers are very slow, and definitely you must remember that most of the metros might have not sent their results, and definitely that's why we are doing very good, and definitely we are looking forward to get those numbers, and we will be celebrating whatsoever votes that we received from our voters.
As a representative of the party in the province, are there other parties? You're talking about 2 seats, which means you won't have much power. Are there other parties that you think might align with your mission and vision that you might perhaps work with, that you are now in communication with or are considering speaking to as these results trickle in?
In terms of that question that you ask, let me not jump before the drum beat, but definitely if it comes to a push or anyone comes to us and approach us after the elections are read in all, we are open for anyone to come to us. But however, we are looking forward to discuss, to talk to people who are following our policies and understand our policies. So definitely, if somebody comes to us, we will look at that as Mzansi, because we are not looking for old leaders, but new leaders of which they are there to serve the community and the country at large.
Thank you so much, Lehlonolo. That is Rise Mzansi's Lehlonolo, who is speaking on behalf of that party in the province, not really committing to anything, but saying they are open to speak to parties with similar policies to ensure that when they do get, if they do get seats in the provincial legislature, they have allies that they can work with. But for now, Lizel, I'll hand back to you in studio.
Pimani, thank you very much. As those numbers slowly begin to trickle in, we will continue to monitor those developments here on the SABC. Thank you for that update.